Hello, hello. Welcome,
What's
welcome.
up, everybody?
Closures Mindset, episode 10, baby.
Sorry,
Welcome,
do you know the air
welcome.
horn? Oh, insert air horn here, Dylan. Today,
Follow up.
we're talking about follow-ups. Also, insert drastic, like lightning haunting sounds, because that's a naughty word, right?
It is. We're going to have a nice little conversation, a little bit of controversy on this episode today. Caps is for it. Lynch is
I think this is the new school to carried over.
The carryover? Well,
There's got to be a lot
I
of.
got to see the comments on this. I want lots of comments. I want my people to come out.
Hopefully
and
we
talk
don't.
about follow-up,
Hopefully
okay?
we don't have too many fans yet of this show. I hope we have thousands of fans by now. But if you got them to rally on your side, get that guy off the show. Let me explain.
Please explain your little thought. So Caps wanted to put this episode. I fought it for a little bit, but it's going to be a good one. We're going to have a little bit of battle back and forth. Please share your thoughts on this.
Because I have a lot of qualifying statements about why follow-ups are important. Because when I say that, guys in your shoes are like, what's going on? Right? First call close.
Of course.
Listen, my first gig, 30% first call close. That's where I was at. And then another 14% on follow-up. And my tax return looked pretty good. My tax statement, I should say.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You can run that much if you want. I'm going to do 44% and first call it. Or maybe I do a little less and won't get them all, but I'm not going back. Man, if they call me, sure. Why do I want to go back? Just saying.
So I think that's a big difference carrying over. I mean, old school, new school is because when I was at my company, me and this other new guy, we actually cared when we left because the other guy, I mean, this guy Ron was just selling like crazy, dude. I mean, he was old school, but the thing was, he was like, I'm gonna sell him. He wasn't necessarily this nicest guy either in terms of like, I heard he did a lot of lying and scheming things, just get the deal. Like that was his goal, is get the deal. And his attitude was when he left that house, if I don't have the sale, I'm never going back, ever.
I have a friend like that. We'll bring on this show.
Oh yeah, 2-on-1.
So wait till y'all meet my boy Junior. All right, I bought Junior into this business over 20 years ago.
Okay.
He was making $24,000 a year working for the phone company. I knocked on his door to sell him Windows. All right, I'll never forget this. Recruited him, brought him into business, and he's still in this business to this day.
That's sick.
And
Yeah.
we are still great. I got to reach out to him again, and we'll have him on the show. And, oh, Jesse, my brother. Oh man, love that guy.
Yeah.
But he is dead serious. I will not. He's like, no, I don't go back. He's like, yeah, tell me no, brother. That's what I want to hear. Oh, he loves the close. He loves going into it,
Yeah.
having fun. And see, my whole idea on this whole follow-up, I'm not against follow-up. I'm not against going back to the house. I'm not saying, look, I will drive anywhere for a deal. Because it's not about the amount of the sale for me. It's about the deal. It's about the sale. It's about the win. It's like a drug. I got to go get it. I need my fix.
Yep.
All right. It's just like, you don't sell in a couple of days, you start getting the shakes and all that shit. It's the same thing, okay? You know, take the heroin, the cocaine, the crack out, insert sales. That's all it is, dude. So for me, I'm not against follow-up. I'm not saying don't do follow-up. I just don't have enough time for it. I'm too busy doing all that. Why when you say follow-up, so you say 14% you're going back to go close. Okay, fine. I get it. You got more sales. You got a bigger paycheck. Are you also saying that there wasn't a way to sell that 14% the first night you were there?
Not at all. I'll concede that. I concede that if you, any sales guy can sell anything while they're there. A quality salesperson can sell anyone anything at any time. We've talked about that, right?
That's the line you say. It's your line.
That's my line. I know. So my and I was just telling, I was just talking to one of the new guys and I was telling him like, listen, I know I didn't close this right now. We're following up at a showroom. So at least I'm trying to carry over the appointment and not just straight up follow up.
So you're two-stepping.
Two-stepping it. Exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
Two-step's a little different because there's a lot more of that today.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with one-leggers.
Yeah. So we're two-stepping. I mean, the wife wasn't even there. So yeah, we're two-stepping it to the showroom. All right. So, but I told him,
that. Okay.
it's follow up in the, the way I was taught two-step was when you get there, the wife isn't there and you say, why don't I come back when you're both here? Thursday at 4 work? That was a two-step. in terms of what I was taught. Okay.
So
So me,
no,
I
that
went through
was
the
still-
demo, I
that
did
was-
everything, and now I'm considering it a follow up in my mind at least.
So yeah, but no, I mean, if I see that still as a 2-step.
Sure.
And the reason why is because you're still setting yourself up for success.
Right.
You're giving the information that they would like. There's some companies that still won't put a presentation on. If they have just that one person there, the partner's not there, they're not doing it.
Yep.
Spouse, loved one, whoever, whatever the case may be, they won't. They'll stop the presentation, tell them they have to build, or won't set it up.
Yep. Or they get to a certain point in the presentation and they don't want to like give away the fireworks until the other
Until, yeah,
person's there.
because they're trying to.
Exactly.
I don't care. I go in there. I just want to help them out. I want to see where they're at with
Exactly.
it. Lots of times, if it is going to be that way, they've done it intentionally. All right, and they want to see where you stand and how you're going to take care of them anyway. So if you can take care of them and set up that, it's a win-win. Again, I need to make that person an advocate for me.
Right.
All right, so they can go sell the other party, because obviously the other party didn't care enough, or they really did have something serious going
Right.
on, and that's your person.
Yep.
So, yeah, I agree with that one. Okay. But
So,
I'm talking about follow up. You don't sell it the first night. You had every opportunity,
Right.
both parties there. They just said, no, I got to think about it, Caps.
That's where, like I was telling the new guy, I know, okay, 2-step it was, sure. But he was with me on the appointment. And I said, listen, you have to have the mindset you're going to first call closes. Something happened in there that I didn't first call close it. I got to figure that out. That's not, if you go in with the idea that a follow-up is an option. So I'm not for follow-ups as part of the mindset going in. Is that fair?
Sure.
I am of the idea that I'm still like, maybe it's just that I'm just chasing every sale I can possibly get, because if it puts me to, at the end of the month, $100,000 over where I maybe would have been.
I love gravy. Because that's
Right.
what I called it. It's gravy on my mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
It's that little extra time, or it's the whipped cream and the cherry on top of the sundae.
Yeah.
All right. And then sometimes you get that little sprinkles. Hey, I've had callbacks before out of the blue. If you ever get a callback where you just didn't think they were going to pop, no way, shape, or form, ring, they call you back.
Yeah.
Love it. You left a good impression on them. And I always felt that if I can leave them a good enough impression, they'll call me back when they're ready.
I get more sales with a follow-up call, email, text, you name it, by just staying on their radar.
Sure.
And I think this is maybe part of that new school understanding of like, and whether you think I'm right or wrong on this, I don't know. I don't even know.
Well, we'll see what all our people out there say. But I'm going to say wrong. Go ahead,
But I
though.
think there is something to the new, we're out of the industrial revolution into this technology era. There's been literal changes in eras that we're living in. And I do think that if you've built genuine rapport, like today I signed up a guy, we had built genuine rapport. He needed apparently genuine time to come up with a solution for his home, was not ready to chew on. And what we ended up signing up was different than what we had talked about. And I'm a big believer in flow. And for that customer, a lot of times they'll come around and they, in that time frame, something changed. Like they wanted a different hardware color, or they thought about this differently. And now they want to go with us, but they came up with this solution
So
later.
what you're telling me is you didn't give him enough information for him to make an informed decision that day.
No, because I walked through all that stuff, man.
Okay. So
I know you could say it like that. You could say it like that. This is where it gets controversial, because I'm telling you, dude, if you have genuine rapport, you go through the steps, you give them all the information, and like a pro, you're going through all that. Now, I'm also putting an asterisk that, yeah, if you're truly a pro at any moment, at any time of the day, you could sell it to anyone, anything. Okay, I get that. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to use a but in there. There's
No.
no buts. There's no buts. It is what it is. It's either that way or that way. You're saying there's gray, and I get there's always gray, because this business is a lot of gray, right? There's we don't have just a little bit of gray. It's a muddy gray, dude, right? There's some gray areas in our biz sometimes, but I see what you're saying with follow-up, but I'm always at that mindset. I'm never going to think that way any way, shape, or form. And I'm not going to say that guy, I'm going to say that I didn't do something to make the project change, right? But who's to say you couldn't have accomplished that while you were there? Had you either A, spent more time, B, got down to that decision prior to that they were 100% comfortable, and that's what they wanted, how they wanted, and how they wanted to be,
Sure.
Because I always look at it as there's always a way, okay? The only reason why someone does not buy something any way, shape, or form is because we did not give them enough information for them to feel comfortable to make this decision.
Right.
Whatever that is. And that information could be they think you're a salesperson trying to sell them versus take care of them. They could think that that's not the right product. They could think that they don't know if you have the right company and you're going to be able to install it right. They could think the price is too much. They could not afford it. I mean, there could be a whole slew of reasons on why they're not going forward with it.
Right.
We just don't know what those are until we can find out what it is. And hey, guess what? If you can sell 4 times out of 10, you make a ton of money in this biz. Period. I don't care what company you work for.
Right.
Especially right now. Because right now, leads are hot. They're
Right.
everywhere. Every company right now is running. You're running like crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I.
Yep.
I mean, every day. It's insane. I mean, it's raining appointments. It's raining home improvements.
It's raining money on home improvements as well. People
Yes,
dropping
it
dimes.
is. Yes, it is. And I don't want to take away from the other insurance salesmen do one call close in there. Your security sales do one call close. They're just as busy. They're still rocking it out there too. And there's a couple other industries I'm probably forgetting. If you're a first call closer or closer's mindset and we're forgetting your industry, we apologize. Reach out to us, yell at us. We'll make sure we include you too. Because I'm sure there's other industries that do this first call close in different avenues, different ways, different shapes and forms.
Right.
Car sales. But I found out car sales is a little different nowadays. You know, when I go in to buy a car now, that car guy isn't the closer anymore. You know what the closer is? It's the guy trying to add that warranty package or the guy trying to close you on the finance. Those are the closers. Yep. I'm watching this guy run his game in there, and I'm like, this is good. This guy, he must have asked me like 3 or 4 times. And he tried to do the follow-up. So.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm not a follow-up.
Is life easier without a follow-up?
Yes.
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 100%.
I don't have to worry about and think about all this stuff to make these follow-up calls, this, that, and other. And the company I'm with now, there's a rep that is just doing numbers that are unheard of in this business. And when I say this business, I don't mean like the business Aaron. I mean like in home improvements, period.
Yeah.
Like these numbers are insane. I mean, insane. And I pulled up the numbers on a first call close. Out of this world. I mean, out of this world. So it just proved a point, and they're large numbers. Large numbers. And I'm like, all right, that just proves a point to me that it's right here and it's us.
Yeah.
It's
He's
us
pointing
saying,
to his head, by the way.
Yes, I am. Sorry. Oops. You can't see me. You should see us today because we have some nice faces on this one. All about follow-up. I'm a salesman at heart. I'm not saying I'm not going to follow up with somebody if I feel like I may have something there. But I'd rather not have that mindset. I'd rather not have that attitude, that thought process, because all that's going to do is have me think in the back of my head that maybe I'll get it. I just rather let go and focus on the next job.
Right.
And if they come back, great. I'm not sure I'll shoot them an email. I don't know. They're dead to me. They're dead to me.
Well, I think
because you're like, I care. I want to follow up. I care so much. And I'm not saying, look, yes, we do care. Okay, we care. We have good companies we work for. We stand up. We stand behind it. But in my mindset, in my head, to make sure I'm giving the next customer the best, giving them the best show possible. When I put my play on, when I give them my presentation, I can't think about that last customer.
Sure.
I got to focus on them.
100%.
And give them everything they deserve.
Yeah.
So if that customer didn't get it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll get the next one. All right. And if I don't get those, I got the next one. All right. And I'll learn from each one of those so I can get that much better.
So
now,
to what go ahead. No.
I was going to say also with that, here's another little sales tip, little closing tip, right? At the end, if you want to find out how to get better, just ask your customers. It's so simple. Everybody's like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Ask your freaking customer.
Yep. What could I have done today to earn your business?
Not even that, because they're going to say you can't do anything, bud. You can get out.
Yeah, get out.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. Just out of curiosity, what was it that prevented you from moving forward with our company today? And then shut up and let them say whatever they're going to say. And those are your objections. And that's how you can find out. I used to write down all the time all the objections I would get. And when I found that pattern, now I know where I'm messing it. Well, they said they need time to think about it, or they need to talk to their kids, or they need to get other estimates, or they need this, or they need that. Oh yeah, because we didn't close this door, or that door, or that door, or that door. There's always a scenario that you can go to. And if they say they can't afford it, then you need to find a product that they can afford.
Right.
They say that they say they have no money. You better find a brother, uncle, cousin, aunt that has money. See, that's the mindset. I'm not like, well, they said they didn't have any money, they have no credit, they can't buy things. Okay, well, they need it so bad that they better find it somewhere. That's how badly they need to get it done.
Right.
That's the mindset. That's the way I'm going in every time, if it's in the best interest of the homeowner. I do not believe going in there and slinging a product that's not in their best interest. I just don't do business that way. I'm not going to sell them something that it's going to, if they have a roof that's falling in, I'm going to tell them they need the roof done first. Period. That's just me.
Sure.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's cats out there who are like, you send me, I'm selling it no matter what. I get it. I'm not against it, because I also believe in if you don't sell it, someone's going to come behind you and sell it.
100%.
If I got somebody with their roof, and I'm going to be like, look, folks, no. Like, you want a skylight?
So I guess what I'm trying to say is especially right away, dude, when I was brand new at this, I was thinking about every customer all day long, every day. And as I got better at first call closing, that obviously became the gold standard. And at this point in my journey, I'm not even 2 full years in. I'm to that place where, okay, when I'm looking at my numbers, if you're not on my bookings or my sales list already, I'm not going to get you. And I'm going into the next person full-hearted, clear-minded, ready for that person. I also don't think it takes that much energy once a week to look at who you met with the last week at this time, just to call them and say, or shoot them a text, hey, any updates? I don't think it takes that much energy. I think that's what I'm noticing between, maybe me and some of the other guys who are closing maybe the first call close same ratio as me, but I have more sales. At the end of the month, I have more sales. So you can look at first call closing ratios, this and that and all that. I have more sales. We have the same first call close ratio. I have more sales. All because it takes a little bit of, you know what? How you doing? Any updates on that project we talked about? Yes, no, or indifferent. Please let me know. I just, you know what I mean? I think you're shaking your head. You're making all these weird faces.
I know. I'm kind of like disagreeing, but then I'm agreeing. So like I said, sales is ever evolving. I'm not going to say I'm always right or I'm always wrong. I'm always learning. I'm not,
Sure.
and what you say makes sense, right? Because again, ABC, baby, always be closing, right? So even if I missed, I'm still, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm wrong and you're right.
What? I thought this showdown was going to end the opposite way. Go ahead.
Because I think you should get every single piece of business you can.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it. I'm with you. You got to understand, though, I'm very old school. Like when I say drilled in your head, there is no follow-up. But also, here's the difference, too, okay? Because it depends on what company you work for.
Well, they don't allow it.
That leads, first off, most companies, actually every company, that lead's really not yours.
Right.
All right, that's their lead. They paid for it,
100%.
and and by the way, they spent a shit ton of money on the lead. All right. Oh, secondly, if you're a rep, you better call your manager right now and praise them and thank them for what they do because A, they make less money than you, and B, they work more than you do. You better thank them.
And
for
they
what
pay
put
for
in.
your leads so you can make money.
Well, not the manager, the company does.
I
That
know.
manager busts their ass for
Yeah.
you. All right, and they may get on you sometimes, but I guarantee that manager just wants to see you be successful and sell more, like because they get paid if you sell.
Right.
So it's always in their best interest. And if you think you're getting shitty leads, you're right. You're getting shitty leads. Okay, whatever you think, you're right. All right, the lead sucks. Yeah, you're right. It sucks. That's why you're not selling because you think everything sucks. Get that shit out of your head.
Yeah.
Seriously, get it out of your head. I had to get this follow-up thing out of my head. I'm telling you, when we I didn't want to do this episode. I was like,
No,
why?
you didn't.
We're closer's mindset. I'm first call close, baby. I don't want none of this shit follow-up. What are you talking about? But there's some companies you get the lead once, that's it.
Yeah.
You don't get a second shot.
Yep.
They're calling it, rehashing it all day long, and they're sending a rehash rep to go close that deal, baby.
Yeah.
And they're closing your first call. So that tells you something else with follow up and bringing someone else, a different person. I think that also can come into play too. There are times when you go and you're just not that right person, for whatever case may be. You caught them on the wrong day.
It's a mixture of skill and luck, man. Maybe just something about your personality maybe didn't grab. I mean, yeah, it could just be you.
I also think it goes into your thought process and how you feel about it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I do truly believe if you think it, it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you keep thinking, and I put this big plaster, if you think you're right or think you're wrong, either way you're right. So if I think I'm right on follow-up, yeah, I'm right. If I think I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm very self-reflective and open enough to go, you know what? There is another way to do this. Why not do that? Why can't I have my cake and my icing on top too?
So this is not and here's what I think where I'm easily misinterpreted is that this conversation
It's not a crutch.
can be seen as a crutch or like a scapegoat kind of attitude mindset issue. So when I say what I'm about to say, it's none of those things, because what we're talking about, like first call closing, closer's mindset specifically. I think you go closer's mindset.
You're trying to grow.
And the first thing after for closer's mindset, the most natural solution to that is a first call close. Okay. I believe, okay, I can't wait to hear what people think of this. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and that there's like a flow. Now within that's not a crutch to say, well, everything happens for a reason, so I'm going to sit around and hope $1 million lands on my life. That's not what I'm saying. And I use this as a tool in my sales appointments to take the pressure off customers. And I'll say, listen, at the very, when we get to that point where I know they're absolutely like, they put it down, 3-4 times I've asked and they're no, not today. And I'll try to just take off that pressure of like, I'm not a sales guy. Listen, I believe we're either meant to work together or not. So sure. And I think that almost gets them to say, like, it's the takeaway. I'm taking it away from him saying, I believe, and that works. I get that to work a lot. Now I'm not recommending that as like, you didn't even ask for the sale. And so you're so just say what the Caps guy said. No. That's just a tool I use to try to relate and disarm people toward the very end. Does that make sense? So, and I truly believe even tomorrow's sale is put on paper ahead of the day. I just need to step into who I am for that to become that way. And if I'm in my head or not going to be fully myself that day, I'm not going to get it. But if I'm in my right mindset and I'm where I need to be and I've put in the work, it's going to happen. Does that make sense? I guess that's how
Do you have less follow-up now? Because your head's in the game?
It's a balance. I guess I'm trying to balance it. Like, obviously I'm going first call close, but if for whatever reason, like today I had
but it's interesting though, because people need to know your background with without saying names of any companies. Your company doesn't push a first call close at all, any way, shape, or form. I mean, at all.
They admire it. They
do they teach it?
They share about it. They don't really teach it.
No, they don't. Company I work for, and I've worked for them for a while. They, depending on where you're at, they have a 2-step, 2-call, and they have a first call. I gotta tell you, I've watched the numbers. First call is better because there's less, especially for a new rep, not skilled enough. All right, not have enough self-awareness for it. I think in that mentality, they gotta be first call, because all they're gonna do is think follow up, and they're gonna be follow-up kings, and they're gonna get fired.
Right.
Because follow up equals fired. Okay?
So I will say, if you're new,
now my head's going spinning again. Now I disagree again.
Now you're fired. You're fired.
I'm thinking about this. You got some cats on here that are new in this game, and they're going.
If you're new and you're listening, fuck follow-ups. All right. Pardon the French. I 100% agree. Get in the mindset now of the first call close. 100% agree. Do not dwell when you don't get that sale. Dwell on you and what you could have done better. Don't dwell on, can I get them later? 100% agree, whether your company pushes it or not. But throw it a text. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I get all that. But I also want to put out there with the first call close with it as well, because that has a lot to do with this follow-up thing, right? A lot of companies offer a discount to go business today, right? I think too many sales reps try to leverage the money. I think that's all BS.
Yeah.
You'll get the sale, but you get a lot more cancels that way.
Right.
You can leverage it. I leverage it more as an incentive, like a carrot, but I dangle it ahead of time. But I make them ask me for it. I'm not asking them. I'm making them. I'm letting them know through.
What about that 10% you mentioned? Right.
That's exactly.
Yep.
They're gonna tell me, and if they tell me,
does that include the 10% you mentioned? Oh no, it actually doesn't. Let me show you that.
Yeah. Oh, so you're interested in go ahead and move forward today?
Right.
I'm asking that question before I show it.
Yep.
I'm getting a commitment. Again, I get commitments. I want a commitment. You just gave me a buying signal. Yep. All right. It's like it's like preconditioning a customer and telling them, so when we come here to do the install, we're going to use your area right here outside your driveway. Is that area going to be okay? Sure. That'll be fine. They're already taking ownership. When I install this,
they're visualizing the installers there.
They are. Okay. I'm already telling them we're going to do this when we do this. Hey, when we can do this over here, we're going to make this look like this when we put this product in here. I'm already giving them ownership. And if they take that ownership, I know they already have that thought pattern going. And going on that follow-up thing, I think a lot of reps go to that follow-up because they can't close it. They try to push that first call and then try to put that the costing, whatever the price is, right? They give a whatever it's anywhere 5, 10, whatever the amount is to do a same day close. And then they're going back and giving it again. And then you lose your credibility. You'll still go out and get the sale. And look, guys, I'm not saying I haven't gone out and given the initial visit discount again. You're damn right. I do whatever. I've cut my commission to get a sale. Okay, we all have.
Oh, 100%.
All right, I'm gonna take a half.
Because it's not about the money; it's about the sale.
It's about the sale. All right. I won't walk out with no money, but pretty close.
You know what my least favorite close is? I'd be curious your thought on maybe the side of this or not, but to get that first call in is that rescission close. Hate the rescission close.
That favorite? No, that's not allowed. All right, I'm gonna tell you
Some
right
guys
now.
do it,
if you
though.
listen to Monaco, better not do that shit. If I find out and you listen to my podcast, our podcast, and you're doing a rescission close, a 3-day close, get that weak sauce out of here.
Give an example, because if you're new, you might not even know what a rescission close is. When I started my first company, I had people saying like, yeah, and then I bust out the rescission close. I'm like, you kidding me?
I had a rep do it here last week.
That's amateur hour. That is not why people should buy it. Hey, because you can cancel today, or in 3 days you can cancel. So why not sign up today and then you can think about it then?
Yeah, no problem.
No.
Yeah. It's a great close. Love it. Great close.
You
should use it every time. That's the only close. Folks, just sign up.
First call, cancel.
First call, cancel. Yeah, the rescission close, that was a no-no. Old company I worked for, you get fired. Literally. I mean, when I say fired, like they found out, you're done.
Yep.
Because it was think about this. If you're a rep doing this, you just put all this extra paperwork for your company to process the sale, get it all started up, maybe even tech measure or do all that kind of stuff. And you just wasted all this time and money for bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you're going to have to go through the emotions of getting a sale, getting happy about it, excited because psychologically you are, and then having to go through the resiliency of dealing with it canceling.
Anytime a customer asks me, hey, wait, don't I have like 3 days to cancel or something like that? I say, listen, I would rather you not move forward today if that's where your mindset's at.
Yeah, I won't let them move forward.
Honestly.
If your heart's not 100% in it, I don't want you doing it.
Exactly.
Because
I don't want you to cancel.
No, I don't. I don't want, if your heart's not 100%, I do not want you doing this. And the reason why is dude, that's gonna cancel before you get back to your house or the office. Period. Watch that happen so many times, because I've seen a lot of reps do that and use that as the last end closes, and people sometimes sign just to get them out of the house,
right?
And then cancel it right after they leave.
Yep.
Beats them to the office, as we would say. Yeah, that's just a weak close, and you know what it is? Reps getting desperate.
Desperation. Yep.
Yeah, and then there comes comes your wonderful little follow up because they couldn't close it. They couldn't get the 3 day. They wouldn't even close on a 3 day rescission. So I'm gonna follow up with them. They're gonna buy. I've had buddies go, dude, I had this so. I'm telling you, they're gonna buy. We had a great time. They love me. They love me. They like we bonded so much. They're gonna buy from me. You're gonna turn blue from holding your breath. That's why
so that's what I'm saying. If you don't get it that day, I don't.
King or queen.
I don't count on anything I didn't close that day. That's my mindset about it.
So that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
So that's the point I'm putting. But there, you can do all the follow up you want, but you have to understand the ones you missed is not because
they're gone.
They need. See, that's where I want to change your mindset, because you think, oh, that guy needed because of the flow. And I call bullshit. I think you didn't have the proper flow the first time to get that sale. And when you learn to get that much better and work your art and your craft, then you'll even be able to get those on a first call.
Sure, 100%.
Because there's in it, but
I'll say little
all of
that
us
flow
in a time and place.
Yeah.
And let's just say, okay, I got in a rut and I didn't sell a couple, or I screwed up. All right, and I know I just couldn't get it. And if you're good enough to self-reflect and know that, hey, I could have done better there, still follow up with them.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. You know, when I look at it from that aspect. Of course, I'm about filling pockets with money too, right? But, you know, that's what we always talk about on this podcast. You're going to hear us talk a lot more and more here in the intro. Just get that one more sale, all right? Think about it. The ones listening to this call right now, if you got one more sale a week, how much more money is that putting in your pocket?
What would that do for you?
What's your average sale for your company right now?
Probably 10 grand or more.
10 grand? Okay, let's just say it's flat 10 grand.
Yep.
What's your commission right now?
Well, I'll be going, long story short, I'll be going commission. But yeah, it's eventually going to be 5 to 7%.
So let's just say it's at 5%. Okay.
Yeah.
5% commission. You're gonna make how much?
$500.
$500 on that, right? So an extra $500 a week. Not bad.
Not bad. Times 4.
Times 12.
Not bad. Times 12. Not bad.
Not bad. That's $2,000 a month. Times 4 times 12 is $26,000 a year. Extra cash money, baby.
Yeah.
Just add it on top of that. Now, let's say if you made 10% commission.
You're right.
All right.
Well, because I'm getting other things. You know, my company has a little bit of a different incentive program. We got some stuff going on, car payments, things like that. But if you're straight commission, 10%, it's pretty standard.
It is. And
Yeah,
in
that's
this
a lot of
biz,
money.
it's 10% standard. Average sales will vary on the product. Like, I have some friends in gutter businesses that are about $5,000 a sale, but they're running more appointments and they're closing more deals. All right. Bath business is a little bit different because that bath business can go up or down because baths have gotten more expensive over the years. Kitchens are through the roof. All right. Windows and doors, depending on the company, you're going to be higher.
Speaking of roofs, oh man,
Roofs?
my buddy just got into roofing. Commission on that is insane. Imagine just getting one more home.
Just one more sale. And the big
Crazy.
thing with the roofers, all you got to do is really spend time with it and really get into really doing a thorough inspection with the roofing. I got a buddy in that, man. They kill it.
Pays for themselves. They got insurance companies doing all that. The customer doesn't even have to come out of pocket half the time.
Well, that's the storm chasing stuff. We'll get into that too.
Yeah. Let me say one more thing about follow-ups on the flip side of things. All right.
Oh gosh, here it goes again.
No, on the negative side.
Negative.
On
you're
the bad
my
side.
side.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
good.
what I
come over to the correct side. It's okay. Come join us. Come join us.
hey, there's a theory out there, dark side. All right, that they might be the good guys the whole time, and that the Jedis are bad. Anyway, read about it. So mind blown. Just because we're looking at.
I am your father.
So anyway, follow up. No. For the sake of this podcast, I think we'll agree it's a no because we're about mindset first. We're about mindset first. And if your mindset is too much on follow up being an option, you're going to dip out before you put in the work.
Well, I find so many times people are asking at the end, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think of this? Well, I don't know. Email me. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
That's the whole line. And that's where you're going to do a lot of follow-up. You're going to do so much follow. Well, yeah, they were nice. And it's also weak commitments. So your follow-up king and queens out there, you're getting weak commitments if you're having to follow up all the time. If you're two-stepping all the time.
If you're following up all the time, there is absolutely an issue.
Now,
There's so much grayness to this.
we're probably gonna get a lot of calls on this one, or a lot of not calls or things, because as I'm talking about this more with the follow-ups, I'm thinking about other places and companies that I know of right now that are crushing it doing a two-step on a first call. So they're not first call. They're giving them time to think about it. They're giving them 3 days to think about it, and they're still bringing in crushing numbers. But my only problem with that is you're going to run your rep to death.
Right.
Because they're going back all the time. I don't care if you got you can sign it through the computer and all that. That still is too much.
Yeah.
That's why not address and take care of that business right then and there.
So, okay. I agree. First call close. I mean, I've always agreed with that. I've never disagreed with that. If you have a closer's mindset, I think what I was trying to push is like, I'm hungry for every freaking piece of meat I can get.
Oh yeah, that's where I agree. I'm always hungry. All right, it's just like saying, so you're telling me if that customer calls you back, you're not going to go back? Shh, dude, I'm in the car. Bring. You need me to come there tonight? Because I can come there tonight after my appointment at 9 o'clock. I'll be there at like 9:45. It'll take us like 15 minutes. I will come.
I've gotten, I guess, like, you know, I've gotten and I've heard stories. I've gotten sales myself where the person will follow up with me and say, listen, we decided to go with this company. And even then I'm still closing. I'm like, well, what about that? Well, we talked about that. You didn't want this version of that installation. You wanted this version. I've gotten sales off of them already making commitments to other companies and coming back to me. Now, I probably could have done that in the house. I've only been doing this for however long. So
see,
I think that's the attitude.
If I don't get that sale, I teed it up for somebody else. And I see it happen time and time again. I teed it up, that person come in that's just as good or better than me. And you have to know there's someone just as good or better than you out there. Don't leave any money on the table for them to grab.
Right.
Because you might find that person that don't let me in the house after you.
If
they're already hot and bothered,
Yeah.
and I wasn't first in the house, and they've already had somebody out and they didn't move forward with them, and now you're letting me in. Oh.
All it takes is knowing who was in there before you to know. Beep. All right, I know how to kill that.
I don't even care. I really don't care who's in the house. I'll let them tell me I don't care because I cover all the bases.
Right.
So the whole thing about follow-up is if you at the follow-up, you didn't give them enough information to make a decision, you didn't have enough ammo to be able to blast at them that information. So I always believe in having every bullet in your, and I'm not saying shooting bullets, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying have every bit,
every tool in your belt.
Every tool in your belt. So
you shoot your shots.
From the Wild Wild West, baby. I got that the old westerns, they had the bullets lined up all the way around down here. They got strapped on your shoulder too. I had all of that. I didn't use all my bullets in every home, but I had every bullet, and each bullet's a bit of information, and I always had it. Like if I went up against the competition, so to speak, all right, which means another company, I would have that company's warranty. I'd have that company's information. I know everything about that company. And if I lost a sale to that company, you better believe it. Right now, I'm going home that night and finding every bit of information about that company I can.
Yeah.
I won't lose again. I cannot stand losing. Ask my wife. When she beats me at games, it drives me nuts. And I love my wife to death, but she's dead to me when we're playing games. I'm sorry. No, I get physically upset. You'll see my face. She's like, well, you're mad because I beat you 5 times in a row. I'm sleeping on the couch. No, I'm just kidding. But I get upset. I like to win. And I think that competition part, fun, good competition, is healthy.
Yep.
People look at, we don't need to compete and this, and you'll hear woo-woo people there. Well, I'll challenge you on competition being healthy. It's very healthy for you. We were bred to be competitive.
Absolutely.
We were bred to have fun with it, but you have to do it in a good way.
Yep.
You can't be competitive and want to beat everybody down. I want everybody to be right up there with me. I'm just a little bit better. That's all.
Yeah.
I just want to be just a tad bit over top of them, but I want them to be right there with me.
Right.
And if I lose, that's fine. It just gives me someone else to get, to be able to get, always have that target, right?
Yeah.
Always have that target. So if you're the top sales rep in your company, how do you keep going, right? You set your own targets and you have to be that much better.
Yeah.
That's out there. So anything else that you want to talk about with follow up?
I think we've kind of hit it from all angles. I honestly do. Because I started off with, if you're a closer and you're hungry for every sale, don't be so lazy. I think that's what I saw from a lot of old school guys. They were too lazy to follow up and they left money on the table, 14% of their sales on the table. That's what I'm talking about. Don't leave money on the table. First call close. And yes, assess, why didn't I make that? A closer is always reflecting. Self-awareness is one of your big things.
Drive less. More time for life. Close it then.
It's a lot easier. It's 100% easier.
It's so much. Why not? Do you really think they want to have people in their home for 2 or 3 hours or 2 to 3 times? No. When you call somebody to go to your house, have you ever thought? I've thought of this. Think about this when you're owned by an IRS. I call somebody. I'm not thinking about having 2 or 3 people out. They're coming out. As long as I can afford it and I like the person, I'm probably going to get it done.
Right.
Now, I am a salesperson, so I'm a little bit easier of a sale. All
We
right.
love to be sold, right?
And that's something I will harp on. If you're selling to a salesperson and you don't close that deal, I'm putting my little fingers together. Shame on you.
Yeah.
We're the easiest to close. As long as you do a good job and do a presentation and ask closing questions, and if they give you shit, just tell them. You're a salesman. Come on. I will call them out in a heartbeat. All right. Try closing an attorney, a good attorney.
Yep.
They will give you objections just to see how good you are and to see what you are going to say, because that's what you are. You're an attorney. You're a lawyer when you're going at home, and you are building your case on why they should go with you, why they should say award you, not award the other company or that over there, or not doing it. So we're going to have another episode about competition, what your competition is and how to address and deal with your competition and getting other estimates and this thing. But the reality of it is your competition isn't your competition. What's your real competition, Caps?
Myself, man.
Amen. That is, you are your own competition, period. And the second one after that still ain't the company's. It's doing nothing. All right? First competition you have is yourself in your own head and your own shortcomings. The second one is going to be the customer doing nothing at all. They just don't do anything at all, and they don't get it done. All right? The third one's going to be they did business with somebody else.
Right.
It runs in that line. It's never first, well, they were going to do business. No, it's not that. It's you. You're your own competition. It's what you put in your own head. I've seen people that are I've seen people lose deals in the home. People ready to sign up. They were ready to sign up the job. And they talked themselves out of the deal. I've talked myself out of a deal before and kicked myself in the ass the whole way home.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, it was just drove me nuts. But again, that's how you learn. You have to self-reflect. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and really self-reflect on how you did in that process and be able to educate yourself better. Be able to go to your friend, your buddy, your boss, and not bitch about it, okay? Because if you're calling your buddy to complain about that lead, stop it.
Right.
Because you're not doing them a service. All you're doing is you're polluting their mind and you're polluting their mindset.
You're polluting your company
and you're fucking
too, man.
them up for their next sale.
Yeah.
Okay? Why would you do that to your buddy or your girlfriend, whoever the case may be? Why are you calling them to complain and bitch about it? Why don't you call them up and ask them how you can get better?
Yeah.
Because they're selling and you're not. Oh, but you want to bring them down to your level because you suck right now, huh?
That's not the closer's mindset.
No, get up off your. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not sorry because I can't stand when a rep would sit there and don't think I haven't been there. I just got called out by my buddies before. He's like, dude, what are you talking about? Do you remember where we came from? I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. I was cut from a different cloth. I was way back because our leads were different. And these are little lead whores now. That's why I call them little lead whores. They don't know what it is to go get a lead. They don't know what it is to close a cold call lead.
Right.
No, not all of them. There's still companies out there. All their business is canvas. They'll knock on 80 to 90% of their business coming in is knocking on the door.
Yep.
So very interesting to see that dynamic of it where they're still doing a lot of cold call. Not too many laying on the phone for our biz anymore, but definitely a lot of canvassing done still. That, I mean, I'll tell you right now, those are closers right there too.
Yeah.
Your canvassers, you don't appreciate your canvassing appointments? Go do a walk along with your canvasser one time. Yeah. You'll never want to do it again. You'll be thankful every time. You know the cool thing about a canvassing appointment is a lot of people don't know about? It is it's one of my favorites. A lot of people are like, oh, I'd rather have this, that. Don't get me wrong. Television show rulings, I love them. Those are awesome. But the cool thing about a canvas appointment is they are spontaneous. They've been procrastinating. They need to get it done. We had to say, hey, you need to get that done. Look how bad that is.
Yep.
And they set an appointment up. They're spontaneous people. They're procrastinators. You can take advantage of it so well.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not shopping. They're not getting other estimates on anything. They were just spontaneous. We saw them. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They work out really well. Yep. They do.
If I had anything else to say as a closer, if it gets that follow-up situation, because to your point, you look in the mirror and here you go. We have finite. I know what I know today. And if I gave all my shots today, did my best truly, and it led to a follow-up close in a week, and I'm still going to learn and grow through that and not just continue checking in and like crutching, using that as a crutch. But I would just say, do what you say you're going to do. If you set the expectation that I'm going to follow up with you in a week, is that okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? Do that. Is that fair?
Sure. Yes.
I don't know. I would say
I'm going to tell them, call me. You want my business?
You call
me. Look, here's my phone number. You call me.
By the way, this deal expires in 3 days.
This deal expires when I get to the car. You see my tail lights running out? It's done. Don't ever call me. I don't need to talk to you. Nothing. I'm over.
Well, we'll follow up with this topic. Just kidding.
As you can see, we're very strong opinion on it. We'd like to hear what you all have to say about follow-ups. And then, again, please go to the closersmindset.com. I'm sorry, closers, not the closersmindset.com. So www.closersmindset.com. Sign up for the Closers Club, Closing Club. I forget what we called it, one of the two on there. We're not techie guys, dude. We're closers. Right?
That's right.
We have somebody that helps us with that stuff. Yep. That's why we don't install, okay? We sell. Same thing here. So we have that. What that is, it's going to send you out a text message or an email or whatever you like. We're not going to bug you unless you want us to. It's going to tell you when the podcast is coming out. It's going to tell you when the closing seminars are coming out. It's going to tell you any of the other things that we're going to be doing so you can keep up to date on it. The other thing we got coming, a 2-day webinar. I guess it's a webinar because we're not going to be able to do it in line.
That's right.
How to be a better closer.
Yep.
All right, $99. Jump in now.
Could get you 26 grand extra this year for $99. Come on, dude.
2-day closer camp. You get information on it. You get to see us.
$99 for 26 grand.
Let's say you got half of that.
Come on, dude.
Let's just say you got one sale out of it.
One sale out of it. You already made $900.
You made one sale for 10 grand. You made $1,000.
It's a great return on your investment.
Yeah.
So sign up, pre-register. We'll let you know when it's all going live, but pre-register. Get on it.
You
know who's going to be on there?
You.
Closers.
Oh yeah.
Whether they know they're closers yet or not, closers.
I always believe everybody that's meant to be there will be there. If you're
Yep.
meant to be there, sign up. If it's not for you, that's fine.
I don't know,
too.
that
Just
going with
listen
the
to our-
flow
just
stuff's
listen
kind
to our,
of floofy floppy.
yeah. Flow with your follow up, yo.
No, they're gonna be there. This isn't. You're gonna poo poo in my flow stuff earlier. If they're meant to be there, they're gonna be there, and also get there because you're meant to be there. How about that?
There you go. There you go.
Anyway, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Hey, sorry, we do ramble a lot. We hope you liked what you heard. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Peace.
Peace out.